My name is MASAO, and almost 4 years ago, on September 24th, 2010, a couple young FBI agents came to my door and visited me, and I had no idea what it was about. But later on, I found out that there were raids and grand jury subpoenas given to 11 international solidarity and anti-war activists in the Midwest. And I was sort of caught off guard because the FBI agent was outside my door at 7 a.m. I think he was supposed to try and talk to me at 7, but I was leaving the house already. And I actually knew enough not to say anything to his questions. And I think that's very important is for political activists that you don't have to and you should not, in fact, talk to the FBI because anything you say can and will be used against you. And I wasn't surprised because I knew from the history that in the days after Pearl Harbor, the FBI went around along with other government agencies and rounded up thousands of Japanese Americans, even before the concentration camps, and arrested them and put them in the Department of Justice camps for the duration of the war. And then later on in the 1950s, my own parents were hounded by the FBI because they had visited the People's Republic of China shortly after the Chinese Revolution. And again, they had committed no crime, but they were trying to get them or other members of the delegation to turn and to say that their delegate leader was actually a spy or an agent for the People's Republic of China, which was, of course, not at all true. And then finally, of course, in the 60s and 70s, the FBI, under the leadership of J. Edgar Hoover, launched the COINTELPRO program, which was a program not only of spying and harassing and arresting, but actually assassination, especially of Black Liberation Movement leaders, and in particular targeting the Black Panther Party. And so there's a long history of this type of political repression, and unfortunately it's stepping up today. There's a definite effort by the government to criminalize anti-war and international solidarity activity, even that which is humanitarian based. And so this is part of that effort. Now what happened, I'm glad to say with the case of what ended up being 23 anti-war and international solidarity activists is they all refused to speak to the grand jury. They stuck together, and eventually, because the government really had no evidence at all, they never were even able to come up with an indictment. And so what seems to be happening is not being able to convict any of the activists that they subpoenaed and targeted, or even to arrest them. They're going after people around them. They went after a veteran Chicano leader, Carlos Montes, who was active in the anti-war protests, and now they're going after Rasmea Odeh, who's been active in the Palestinian-American community. But I think the case of Carlos Montes is important. We in our committee also waged a struggle around them. People around the country waged a struggle around him, and they were able to basically win a victory to keep him out of jail and to keep him on the streets. We're still organizing. And I think that's the same goal we have with Rasmea. We want to have a victory. We, of course, would like to have the charges dropped since they're bogus, but we want to make sure that she stays in the community, that she doesn't get deported, that she doesn't serve any jail time, because we know that she hasn't done anything wrong. Anyway, that's what I was going to say for now. I think I'll hand it back to Donna, and I think we're going to take a small break in the program. If any of you are interested in our organization, we actually have a sign-up sheet. We'd like to get your name and info if you want to help out in the future, and we're going to be starting up again in about 20 minutes or so, I think.